Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I feel like you started a race and like I did the equivalent of like tying your shoes together. Like it's like 3, 2, 1, bang, and you just ate it. Welcome back to Recommendations Required, a podcast where two best friends try to find their next obsession, and maybe so will you. I'm Ryan Mione.
And I'm Glenn Brown.
And we're back, episode 35.
Yeah. Really getting
break.
up there.
I know, we're getting up there. I'd be interested to go back at every podcast and look at how many episodes we don't make some sort of comment about how many episodes there are.
Every single one.
I'm like, because I usually like will edit them usually the day we record, and
Okay.
I'm like, man, we say, like every single episode we say something about the number. So next episode I'm just gonna say the number, and then
it's gonna go unmentioned.
we're gonna have a moment of silence.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll just be quiet.
I love it.
But Glenn, how are you doing? How are things going? Any updates in the world?
Oh man, things are hectic. It's a busy time of year. I feel like spring just really, work's busy, family's busy, everything's getting busy. We got
and
some
then it's
nice
like you
weather.
don't want, and then you don't want to be inside while you do this stuff.
Yeah. So I'm gonna sit here inside and record a podcast for an hour and a half, and
Yeah, exactly. Well, Glenn, I thought a great way to start this podcast would be guess that movie by the review.
Okay, I love it. I love it.
The name of I actually don't know if I have an official name. I thought I had an official name, and I've already forgotten it.
I think this might be the first episode where we both came with an opener. We were both prepared.
Yeah. You know what? If you want to also do your opener afterwards,
no.
this
We'll
could
hold
just be an
off.
episode of
We got to
openers.
save
Okay.
them. We can't just be throwing openers out there. We'll run out.
So for those of you who don't know, there's an app called Letterboxd, and basically it just has a bunch of reviews of a bunch of different movies. And these reviewers, some of them are very serious, and some of them get a little playful with it.
Yeah. They got some humor.
So I will list a review each review will reveal more and more about the movie.
Okay.
Glenn has to guess what the movie is.
Yeah.
He can ask also what rating that person gave it, and then whether they liked it or not.
Okay. So
Because some people will give like a 1-star rating, but will like it.
Okay. And so just to be clear, this is different from the game where I'm guessing the rating of the review.
Correct. You're guessing
and you
the
told
movie.
me the movie. I'm guessing the movie on this one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
cool.
I have a couple reviews for each one, and they reveal a little bit more about the movie. So here's the first one.
Okay.
This is who Elon Musk thinks he is.
Oh, we've definitely done this on the podcast.
This one?
Yeah, for sure. We've definitely done this on the podcast. I think.
I don't think so.
Oh man, there is definitely one where it's like, oh, maybe it was like, this is what Star Wars thinks it is, or something. There was something so similar.
This phrase has been used before.
Okay.
100%,
Maybe I'm just recalling it wrong then. Okay.
Oh
so
gosh, it's gonna be so embarrassing if you're right.
Okay, so you said it's
This is who Elon Musk thinks he is.
talking about a movie?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, can I get the rating and whether they liked it?
2 stars and no likes. No hearts.
No hearts. Okay. Man. I can't decide if I'm going like fiction and it's a little ridiculous, like
Okay.
like it's a heavy sci-fi and like this is who Elon Musk thinks he is, or if it's like the Steve Jobs documentary.
Oh, interesting.
That's what I was
I think
thinking.
both good directions.
Okay, I'm gonna go the Steve Jobs documentary route, which I don't know the actual name. I just know it came out and had Ashton Kutcher. I'm assuming it's just called Jobs.
It is not.
Ah, man. Okay. What? Yeah, I'll go with
I'll
that.
give you the other one
and
say it's also not the other, because there's one with Ashton Kutcher and then one with some other guy, Brennan something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's neither of those.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay.
So I get another review and then a new guess. Okay.
Another guess. Yep.
Got it.
In quotation marks, give me a scotch, I'm starving.
What? Like it
Like
says
this is a
in
line
quotation-
from the movie.
Okay, they're quoting from the movie.
This is a quote from the movie. Give me
Okay.
a scotch, I'm starving.
Give me a scotch. I'm starving. Man, that gives me nothing. I have no idea.
The next one's really, I think, where it comes in. But there's.
Can I ask if I've seen this movie? Do you think I've seen this movie?
You have 100% seen this movie. All these movies you've seen.
Okay.
This one is 4 stars, and they liked it.
4 stars, and they liked it.
Or loved it.
Man, see, this is so hard. I just instantly blank on these. I can't even think of a movie.
You can't even think of a single movie.
What's a movie with scotch in it and maybe a drunk guy?
In my head, it makes sense because I'm the one putting it together. But so far, I'm like, there's a decent amount of evidence in the first 2 that I think you could hit it.
It's just so hard to put it together, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do like, give me a scotch. I'm starving.
Drunk character that's like Elon Musk.
That's like Elon Musk. Who's a drunk guy running a big tech company kind of situation? Oh, man.
Just want to throw a guess out there?
Yeah, I'm going to guess John Wick.
Nope, not John Wick.
Okay. Give me a third review.
This might give it away.
Okay.
I had so much less depression when the MCU was putting out bangers. Coincidence?
I had so much less depression when the MCU was putting out bangers. Okay,
coincidence? Question mark.
I'm going to assume this is a bad MCU movie.
This one has 4.5 stars.
Oh, so maybe this is one of the good ones, and they're talking this one's one of the bangers. Okay, did they like it?
They didn't like it.
Just the 4 stars. Okay. I gotta go like Iron Man. Like this.
Which one?
The first one.
It is the first one.
Yes. Okay.
The last one was.
I should have gotten that faster. I agree. The first 2 were good clues. Those were good clues.
And then the last one was everyone. How many times are you going to rewatch all the MCU films? Me, 3,000. And so my marathon begins.
Nice. Okay.
So
that's good.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Good job.
It's just, I feel like it's just there's so many movies, like to narrow it down is tough. It's tough. Okay.
It is.
I love it. Okay.
This one, all of these are pretty deep cuts.
Okay.
I'll just throw that out there.
Okay.
So this is a new movie. How did you feel being denied these hungry hippos? Question mark.
How?
I would not be able to guess this movie.
One more
from
again?
That. How did you feel being denied these hungry hippos? Actually, I might be able to get this one.
You're being denied these hungry hippos.
And how did you? I'll add the inflection of it. And how did you feel being denied these hungry hippos?
Okay. So like a like we're dealing with like a shrink, like a therapist kind of question. That's what it seems like. Like that's the way your inflection was on it. Was like, and how did that make you feel? I don't know what the hungry hippos means. I got nothing for that, man.
Do you want the stars?
Yeah, give me the stars and
5 stars and a heart.
Oh wow, they love this thing. Okay.
Which I think is a clue in itself, but
I'm gonna go with we're gonna build a zoo.
No, it's not.
With Matt Damon.
We're gonna build a zoo?
Yeah,
is
what's
that
it
what
called?
It's called?
I don't know.
It's we're gonna build a zoo. Let me look that up real quick.
No, it's definitely that. Don't look it up.
There's one with Kevin James and Matt Damon.
Yeah,
we bought a zoo.
We bought a zoo. Okay.
We're gonna build a zoo.
They didn't build it. They bought it.
It's the main character just making a statement to his wife. All right.
Okay.
This one, we'll see. No film has the right to have a soundtrack like this. Tears of Fear, Echo and the Bunnymen, Joy Division, and Duran Duran.
The only one I have heard of was Duran Duran from that list. I don't know anything else from that list.
Tears of Fear?
I don't know what Tears of Fear is. No. Okay, so maybe something with a pretty baller soundtrack. Man,
Singing all of them. It's a bang. It is a absolute banger of a soundtrack.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I was gonna say it's close to Guardians of the Galaxy on how good it is, but it's not.
Okay,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
okay. I knew it wasn't, but that's all I could pull. Okay, you got another review?
Yeah, we got 2 more.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, we have a couple more.
Okay.
3 more. Because I knew this one. I knew I was throwing some hard ones at you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this one is like it's typed out, but a bunch of the random letters are capitalized, kind of like indicating like a fluctuation or nervousness. Okay. Sometimes I doubt your commitment to sparkle motion.
What? What?
I just want to send this. Sometimes I doubt your commitment to sparkle motion.
I have no idea what that means.
4 stars and loved it.
4 stars and loved it. Sparkle motion. I feel like that's making fun of a group that's like the group's name is like Glitter Run or something, you know, and they're making fun of it by saying like sparkle motion or something like that.
Okay.
I'm totally forgetting the previous reviews, which makes this tough. I need to like keep them all in mind. We got the Hungry Hippos.
Hungry Hippos.
A stellar soundtrack.
And then sometimes I doubt your commitment to sparkle motion.
Sparkle motion, man. I don't know, Ryan. See, the tough part is like I want to guess very quickly because we're on a podcast and we can't sit here in silence.
I think you just got to throw them out. I think
Interstellar.
Nope. Wrong.
Okay.
Where is it? Okay. Ugh. LOL. Like, Jake did a good job and the concept is super cool, but I hate how it was executed. This movie would be a masterpiece if it didn't act like it was a masterpiece the entire time.
Jake? Who's Jake?
Jake from State Farm.
Who's Jake? You said these are all movies that I've seen?
Yeah.
Wow. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Very good guess, but no.
Okay.
I think it's like a very like similar vibe. Here's the last one.
Okay.
I'm even worried you won't get it on this last one. Time traveling Easter bunny seeks dead boy. Wormholes optional.
No. Oh my God, Ryan,
My favorite part.
No.
My favorite part about this game is it's utter confusion for so long,
and then it
like just watching your brain wreck, and then there's just like a drop moment where it all clicks and
God. It's Donnie Darko.
It's
the movie
Donnie
is
Darko.
Donnie Darko. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well done. That was good. I mean, as soon as you say time travel and bunny.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we got it. Okay. Wow.
These
Okay.
All of these I think could give it away in the first one. So I'm gonna go through my favorite. Try to go through the Vegas as much as possible. But
okay.
If it takes you the last one,
I'm not off to a hot start.
All right. And I think the reviews are going to be important on this. Okay.
Okay.
A tragedy has occurred this is in quotation marks, but I'm not going to say who said it. A tragedy has occurred which started right here with the taxation of trade routes and now engulfed our entire planet.
taxation of trade routes and
now
engulfed
has
our entire planet.
This opener is way too long, but
Here we are. Here we are. Wow. Star Wars.
which one?
The fourth, episode 4.
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
It's bad, but it's the only prequel that feels like a movie and not a tech demo.
A prequel that's a movie but not a tech demo. Okay, so we're going a prequel. We're going sci-fi. Probably with tech demo. The only prequels I can think of now are Star Wars.
Okay.
So I'm going to go Star Wars Phantom Menace.
Is that the first one?
Yeah, episode 1.
That would be correct. That's it.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Let me just read through these. I still can't tell Natalie Portman and Keira Knightley apart.
Okay, yeah, dead giveaway. There you go.
Yeah, and then Miso Wanna Die.
Okay, yeah. You should have led with those.
Sorry. And then Jar Jar Binks has rights.
Oh my God.
All right.
Okay.
As reviews reveal the movie.
This was good. It was good.
I think you did pretty good. I think you're
I
getting
struggled
better at
on the
it.
Donnie Darko one.
Donnie Darko was like hard mode. I should have ended with that.
Then it all came clicking together. Okay.
Oh man. Well,
Excellent opener. Thank you very much.
If you enjoyed that rambling, then be excited because we're gonna ramble about Sandman.
The Sandman.
The Sandman.
Yeah.
Definitely my review that I threw into the wind and just kind of watched it sail off.
Okay.
What was because I was listening to Mort. The book.
Yep. Mort was
And I was like, these are
previous
very
rec.
similar like vibes.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that said, I'm gonna pull up the Sandman on my iPad and just scan through this a little bit while you tell me what you thought.
Okay. So, man, it was a little bit ago, so I'm recalling a little bit, but
Well, you read it like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went into this very confused, actually.
Okay. That's fair.
I started reading the book and thought I had got the wrong book when I started it. I was like, wait, is this the book Ryan asked me to read? I was like,
Yeah.
It's got the same plot and the same cover. This has got to be it, right? Okay. So I go in and I was like, okay, this definitely has some Uzumaki vibes. Some
Yes.
Junji Ito
Surrealism.
like surrealism and like it's like broken apart into kind of shorter stories. It's got like a similar formatting going on. So I was like picking up on that. And at first the book was just like, it was jumping all over the place between like different people and time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm sorry, book, you are losing me, man. It's like just throwing different people at different times in different places at you out of nowhere. And I'm like, are these people important? Like, do I need to take notes and start writing down who these people are? Like, cause they're all people who are like succumbing to a sleep sickness.
Yeah.
Because he's been captured is essentially what's going on. So I was like, okay, like, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to power through this. And like, if I need to come back and reread like who these people are, I can do that when I get to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but right off the bat, I was like, okay, the art is cool. Like, I definitely see why Ryan likes this. This is definitely a Ryan's vibe is going on in here. And then I got to the part where the Sandman breaks loose, like he gets out
Yeah.
and basically sets up, I need to recover my 3 items of power.
Objects,
Yeah.
tools,
Like think his tools, his possessions that add to his power, right?
His quest has begun.
His quest has begun. He has a helmet, a bag of sand, and
That's right.
like
The
a
beginning
ruby.
is very, very all over the place.
It is just throwing you into the deep end.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, a ruby, helmet, bag of sand, I think are the 3 things he's going to get. And then I I should have like read up on the book a little bit more in advance, or like paid attention a bit more, because then it gets to the point where he's like figuring out where these things are.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, the helmet is with like some dude who like stole it and sold it on the black market. The sandbag is with John Constantine, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wait a second. That's a DC character.
Yeah.
Like he's in like Legends of Tomorrow. That's weird. And then the ruby is with the Justice League. And I was like, wait, what? The Justice League are in this book? What is happening right now? And I like closed the book and looked back at the front cover and noticed there was a big DC logo in the corner. And I was like, wait, this is a DC comic? What am I reading right now? I was so confused.
This is a fair response.
I was like, wait, I didn't even notice that it said DC Comics in the corner.
I never mentioned it either.
Yeah,
I
and you
didn't really.
didn't pitch
I knew
it like
John
that.
Constantine was in it, but
And
I
was like, wait, well, hold on a sec. Is the Sandman going to go fight the Justice League? Because in my head, my context with it is that this has been adapted into a Netflix show.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like that's my context for it. And I'm like, wait, is the Justice League in this Netflix show? What?
John Constantine is.
Okay. I was like, hold on.
I don't remember the Justice. Actually, I vaguely remember it, but I don't think they show up.
No, they don't show up at all in the book, but there's a brief
Volume
mention
1.
there. Yeah. In volume 1, I guess there's a mention that like the last place the ruby was found was like the Justice League pulled it off a villain or something like that.
Okay.
But like, there's literally a panel of like Superman and Batman. And I was like, wait, hold on. What is going on? I had to like backtrack. I was like, I need to just change my frame of reference for this whole book right now. I'm reading a comic book right now. Okay.
Yes.
So then
It does. When you say though, it does feel like a graphic novel. Like if you read this and it didn't have that, would you still say it feels like a comic book?
yes. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to get into that because I think that was my major problem with the book.
Okay.
Was once that clicked for me, I felt like I understood what I was reading more.
Yeah.
Because then suddenly the formatting of the book and what was going on, I realized, this is a bunch of issues of comic books stapled together.
Yes.
And I was like,
I see what you're saying. That's fair. That's fair.
This makes more sense to me now. Like,
Okay.
like it, when I was reading it, it felt so like broken and like disjointed. Like it felt like a bunch of, it felt like Junji Ito's Uzumaki, where it's like a bunch of short stories, but like for some reason this felt like even more disconnected to me.
Okay.
Because some of the like the chapters, the comic books, like within this graphic novel, like almost didn't even have the Sandman in it. Like there was like entire chapters where it's like following a completely different character. And I was like, I don't really understand how this connects, I guess. And I was just like struggling to like fit the pieces together, you know?
Yeah.
It just felt like it was jumping all over the place.
100%.
But that makes sense for a bunch of comic book issues.
So I set it up incorrectly. Like if I set it up saying it was a comic book, you might have entered in this in a very different headspace.
I think
if I said,
so.
Hey, this is a DC comic. Okay.
Yeah,
fair.
but I also understood the way you set it up is like it is a graphic novel that's kind of been like put all together.
I also just want to say right now, listeners, I would have ripped Glenn apart right now, and Glenn is just giving me so many exits right now. He is sparing me. So I just want to bring that to everyone's attention. Like if this was me, I'd be like, I'm mad and I'm going to yell at you. And Glenn's like, no, it's fine. It's just, yeah, this is just my, and we're moving past it.
I'm going through my experience. So
Yeah. You're like, I'm going to yell at you later.
We'll get there. But no, like that
was it the diner scene, Glenn? Was it the diner scene?
The diner scene.
I think it's the Ruby. Never mind.
Oh,
We'll get.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. So yeah, okay. Okay, so once I started like getting, because I've never read a comic book.
Really?
I've never read a comic book before, and I've never read a collection of comic books.
This is a wild way to start.
It is
reading your first comic book. Then.
Yeah, like I've never read a collection that have been put together either. Like this is a totally new format of reading to me.
Got it.
So once I like started understanding the format I was reading and getting into it, I started to feel like I'm not getting enough information on any one character to form a connection. I started to feel like even the Sandman, who is the main character, I was like, I feel like I don't really understand him or like what he's doing or like what his motivations are other than he is the Sandman. He must be the Sandman. Which I guess is kind of his character.
He's like not human.
Yeah, he's like an entity that's been like kind of almost like created from humans. Like the humans existing has created a need for this entity, that kind of thing. But I was like, I want more of like, what is he feeling? What is he doing? Why is he doing things? And like you get a little bit when he starts like interacting with his sister. And he's almost like a little depressed at points, and his sister like bucks him up a little bit. But I was like, I felt like I just wasn't like feeling super attached to anyone in particular. But man, the art, immaculate. Great stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
I thought there was very cool visuals going on in this.
Yeah.
Very like distorted world. Like, who's the painter? Picasso. Like got some vibes where like things are melting. Like it's all like falling apart and distorted and stuff like that, which is very cool. They're also like throwing in like, I guess, the world building is kind of already established, I think, because it's a comic book in a line of long comic books, like it's in the DC universe. So like there's a lot of stuff that I think is just assumed that I'm coming in cold on. Like he also like gets back home and like Cain and Abel are there. Like,
yeah, that's like not a comic book thing. I think that's like their, because they also kind of explain Cain and Abel and their like interaction. Well, I'm sorry. I'll let you before.
No. I want you to jump in because I'm rambling.
No, because I think like when I remember reading it, he just walks into these scenarios and it's like you're going, what is happening? But it's like this isn't weird to him, so there wouldn't need to be any exposition.
Sure.
It's like, and then you like. Cain and Abel, like, and I think that's the thing that's hard that I was realizing when I recommended this is like, I think at least I'm on volume 11.
Sure. Yeah.
So like, you're like, I'm not really connecting. And I'm like, really? And I'm like, well, I did read 10 times more.
Yeah. You have
about
more
his
reference.
character.
Yeah.
And this other character he kind of connects with. And like, he's like not human and stuff. So like, I think it's hard too, where it's like, hey, this is the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more that goes down, but like, cause he returns to these characters and like their stories kind of progress and stuff. But to your point, it's like, they don't really, and it's like, I don't think they're trying to build the world out. They're kind of like,
there's a lot of like pre-established stuff there. And like, well, I ran into Cain and Abel and I was like, oh, okay. So is like Christianity real? Like,
does God exist?
It's like,
well, I mean, hell's in this comic book
like
too.
hell and Lucifer and the devil are in here. So I'm like, are we gonna run into Yahweh here? Like what? I don't know. I was just like, I don't know what this world is. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was giving me like little tidbits of like 100 characters, when I feel like at the time I was like, I just want to know the Sandman. Can you just give me Can you just give me all the Sandman?
Yes.
I want to understand this character before we're like expanding the universe a little bit.
Yeah.
But
it's
yeah,
like if he's my guide, I want to like relate to him.
Yeah. Oh, man, it was there was like really cool vibes and like cool moments going on, and like I said, I like the art and the visuals. But I did find it to be a struggle to read. Like I was trying to like push through it a little bit.
Yeah.
Where like you had told me like I might just be excited to like keep reading more novels. And I was like going in prepared for that. I was like, oh, maybe like, I don't know, if we can't record this week, maybe I'll just dive into volume 2 and I'll be like super excited to like keep going with it. And I finished this one and I was like, thank God this is over. I was like, I don't want to read any more of this. It was just like, I don't know. It's just, it was just a rough read for me. And I think it was a little bit the format, the storytelling method, and a little bit the characters. Like I wasn't being pulled in by anything in particular.
So you not wanting to keep reading was less content and more just like not understanding, or not getting lost in it.
I think it was a little bit of a mix of like, I'm not super intrigued by the content of the book and it's not like pulling me in. And also the like format is just really like grinding with me for some reason, you know, of like, it's just jumping around and it's like definitely like separate stories. But I'm trying to figure that out, because for some reason, Uzumaki did not bother me when it was like separate disjointed stories, but there was still like a very strong thread through that book where we have the same like 5 characters we're following through that entire book, you know, with little mixed in stuff.
Who are the characters again that we do touch on? Do you like remember
in Sandman?
Yeah.
I mean, we got the Sandman. We got Cain and Abel. We got John Constantine's girlfriend in there for a bit. We got like Rose, I think, is like the granddaughter of one of the women that was like
I'm
sick.
I'm trying to figure out like, because like that plays a big part, and like there is this weird storyline, but I do understand your complaint of like hard to follow or like hard to like read.
Yeah, and I guess I'm not understanding what the main thread is. Like it felt like the main thread was like he's gonna get his 3 items back and then like take his dominion back of his world and like rebuild it. But I felt like getting his 3 items back was like fairly easy. And like he just kind of does it, and now he's in charge like halfway through the book. And I was like, oh, okay, like what's the rest of this book?
Yeah.
You know, and then it kind of jumps to like Rose is this like dream anomaly that's going to like destroy the world. And I was like, okay, like I don't understand the mechanics of that at all. Like I don't understand what that means or like what that's going to do or why that's happening. Like there's no context around it. It's just like, yeah, she's a vortex of dreams. And I'm like, oh, okay. And like even the Sandman is like, I don't really understand what that means. I just know I have to kill her because she's the vortex. And I was like, sure, let's roll with it.
So I think this is all fair. I'm not gonna fight you against this. I am thinking is like the Sandman feels to me like it's a comic book that uses these random events in this like to tell and to talk about and to process ideas of randomness and dreams and like all these ethereal ideas around humanity.
Okay,
and
like taming the chaos a bit.
Taming the chaos or trying to understand our place in the chaos.
Okay.
And I think like, does he have the whole meeting with that guy at the tavern? Does that happen in this one or no?
Yes. So he meets with someone at the tavern like hundreds and like thousands of years ago, I think.
Yeah.
And the guy is basically like, I wish I could live forever. I could do so much stuff. And the Sandman and his sister are basically like, fine, like you can live forever. I'll see you here in 100 years.
Yeah.
And then like it just keeps jumping 100 years as he keeps like meeting up with this guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is like cool, like a cool idea, and it's intriguing. But once again, I don't understand what this has anything to do with like the main plot.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing is like, this isn't a thing you read to go, I want to hear about A, B, and C. It feels to me much more a thing where you're like, I want this artist, this author and illustrator to like
do something cool
and like go through this process. Cause I think if like, to your point, if you're reading The Sandman, and you're like, I want to know his motivations and I want the normal like A, B, C thing happens, which is like a pretty normal desire and a pretty normal like expectation. But I think like, as you're explaining, I'm like, yeah, it's more of just like stuff happens and it's these cool moments and he's processing these things and you're just kind of along for this ride with him. And like, and like the only argument I can make is like, you kind of become kind of part of him and his identity. Like you latch onto the Sandman as he walks through stuff, and like he is totally undetached from meaning. Like his goal isn't to make meaning out of things.
Sure.
Like there's a
doing
which
it.
like also is like so against the typical Glenn way of consuming content, which is like, I need to understand the system. I need to understand why we're here. What's the point? And he's like, his whole identity is to just go like, I don't really get humans. I don't understand this. Like,
I just have to do it.
I'm just going to move through this thing. And so totally like.
But once again, like that's a great example of the like guy he's checking in on every 100 years and talking about like what it's like being immortal and like all that stuff. Like that's a really cool idea. And like, I was intrigued by it, but once again, I was like, what does this have to do with the rest of the book? But I think that makes a lot of sense if it's a comic book issue, you know, like if I picked up a single comic book and that was the issue was like the Sandman interacting with this guy and I'm just reading this one issue, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like it fits. So like, I guess I'm just, my brain is trying to disconnect novel from like, comic book issues.
Yeah, like if you watched
stacked.
a movie and then it randomly cut and like every 10 minutes the movie was something completely different. Yeah. But like kind of connected. You'd be like, oh, okay. Like, you know, like this is cool, but like, what's the point of the, like, so.
Yeah. But if I was binging a TV show, that's like episodic, it would be like, oh, this makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just like a formatting issue of like how I'm going in with that expectation. So, yeah,
all right,
yeah.
Give me them teeth, Glenn.
I do want to say that I usually like audiobooks when I'm reading things. So I downloaded the Sandman audio book.
How does that work?
And I quickly found out that it is not the audiobook for this book. Because I was like, I don't know how this is going to work with a graphic novel, but it's here. So like, I'll give it a shot and see how it is. I have my Audible credit for this month. I'll give it a try. And I like started it up and right away it said, hey, this is not an audiobook for the comic book, like, or graphic novel. This is the graphic novel put into an audio format. To like enjoy as an audio format without the book. So like,
I think you might like that even more than
I was kind of thinking like, I wonder if I would have liked this better if I just listened to the audio, because I listened to a little bit of it, like just like 20 minutes. And they were definitely like, they're doing more of like describing scenes and like describing imagery that you would have seen in the book. So I just wanted to throw that out there of like, if people want to try this, but
if
maybe
they're interested in the concept, but the format feels.
Yeah. Maybe they're not like into the comic book thing or like can't sit down to read books a lot. Maybe the audio had like amazing reviews. And people were saying
cool.
it was like a great adaptation and like feels the same. So maybe check that out.
Okay.
Teeth. Out of 32. I'm gonna go 16.
Dang.
16, I think.
Yeah.
Of 50%.
That's fair.
I think I liked
my lowest.
50% of this.
That's my lowest score.
Yeah, it might be the lowest
But you
one.
know
yeah.
what? I knew I can't just go for bangers. I gotta.
It's true. We gotta mix it up.
Every once in a while, I gotta push you. Gotta ask you to mix it up. So
Yeah.
I think that's fair. That sounds like I agree to your rating. I approve it. You're allowed to rate it that.
I need your approval.
Yeah, exactly.
My opinion's only validated by you.
That's not the lowest review, is it?
Oh, the lowest review on the podcast? I would be shocked.
No.
It can't be.
There's a 13%.
Okay.
There's a 25%.
Yeah. By
50%.
Definitely reviews by you.
And then there was a 50% from Project Zomboid was that was my other 50%. Fair. Also
That feels fair. That feels right in line.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I'm good with that rating.
All right. Let me get a mom phrase and then I get a recommendation.
Yeah.
Cooking your guest, floozy, a little ditty, save me a Scott. Oh man, I don't even know where we're at. Did we do a little ditty?
A little ditty we did. That sounds
Did you
familiar.
save me a scotch?
No, we did not. Save me a scotch.
The mom phrase for the episode is save me a scotch.
I mean, is that just like save me a drink? Like, or is it save me some scotch tape?
I'm looking it up and nothing is popping up right now.
Okay, so this is a made up one.
We might. There's save me a Scottish, but it's a song.
so
Scottish
maybe-
Saints, a complete Scottish.
Maybe it's
I'm not seeing anything.
Okay,
This is fun because
this one's
I
made
write them
up.
down and a lot of them sound made up, and then realizing how many of them are not. I'll have to ask my mom. Save me a scotch. Let's just come up with our own definition. What does save me a scotch mean to you, Glenn?
Okay, so I mean, to me, right off the bat, that means like, hey, I'm at the bar. Are you coming down? And I'm like, yeah, save me a scotch. Like,
That just
I'll
feels like
be
a
there.
That doesn't
I'll
feel
be
like
there.
Oh, okay. I
Like
see what you're
it, like that's where it roots, right? Is like I'll
Yeah.
meet you at the bar, save me a scotch, but like it
you
expands
save
to
me a
like, yeah,
scotch.
I'll be there.
saying. Yeah, use save me a scotch in a way that has no bar
Okay.
reference.
Okay. Hey, are you coming to pickleball practice this week? Yeah, save me a scotch.
Save me a scotch.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. Okay. Again, who knows? That's what he's saying. Try using that phrase. Phrase.
We
the
might
next
have
2
to
weeks.
start calling up your mom to get
There might be a call mom
to get intel.
section.
Yeah.
All right, Glenn. You have a recommendation. You told me.
Yes.
You said I gotta get some backup. He said, you know what? Actually, no. I'm recommending this.
Recommending this. So I have a lot to recommend. I'm very conflicted because I have so much lined up, but I have been so excited to recommend you this thing and absolutely terrified that you were going to try it before we recorded. And like peek behind the curtain, we put off recording a little bit because we've been busy. And I like every day I'm like, Ryan, don't you dare. Ryan, don't you dare. You cannot do this thing. It is a game. I have been stalking your Steam account to make sure you do not play this game. Like
gosh.
if it popped up in your Steam like recently played, I would have messaged you like, don't you dare touch that play button. It's not happening. Okay. Ryan,
Yes.
you're being recruited. You're needed on the front. You're being recruited into the Helldivers.
No. I don't want to.
The Helldivers, baby. The Helldivers. You don't want to? Ryan, please tell me why you didn't want to.
It looks so it looks like Deep Rock Galactic, but boring, realistic graphic. Like I have no interest in. I have so many times like check this game out, watch gameplay. I'm like, none of this seems fun to me. Like none of this.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it just like it just does not do. And again, I'm gonna have to play it now,
folks. I am completely baffled by this. I am baffled.
I get it. Everyone else loves Helldivers.
This is no, not that. This is the perfect Ryan game. What are you talking about? How do you not want to play this game? I'm shocked right now. I'm shocked, Ryan. I am absolutely flabbergasted that you do not want to play this game.
I don't know what it is. I just like watched it and like saw people freaking out about it and like everyone's going like this game's amazing. I'm like, I have zero desire. I was like, I'm okay with the rest of my life if I never play this game. Like I have no desire to touch it. I know about it. I know the whole like Starfield like esque like democracy, like
yeah.
I think the commercials are great. I think the branding's fun. I don't know what it is. Like I can't. It's so funny that you're recommending this game because I think if you recommended literally, maybe not, but almost any other game, I would be like, okay, this one I feel like you just like you're like force feeding me.
Okay, well I'm sticking with it.
And I'll probably like it.
I'm sticking with it.
No, you should stick with it. You have to stick with it.
I refuse to believe that you're not going to like this game. Okay. Let me lay down a little bit of a pitch here because oh my God, Ryan, you're throwing me so off my axis right now. Okay. Do you like Deep Rock Galactic?
Yeah. I get kind of
bored.
Like, I've been bored with it recently, but
do you like Borderlands?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God.
I feel like you started a race and like I did the equivalent of like tying your shoes together. Like it's like you 3, 2, 1, bang, and you just ate it. It's so funny. I've had so many conversations with like Justin about this and with other people, and I'm just like,
do you know other people that are playing this game?
Yeah, I know.
Are they enjoying it?
It's huge. Yeah, like some of the people that I know, but they're not like I'm not like super close to them. It's like the typical like game like people I play games with are not into this game. And I'm just like,
okay. I'm just gonna pitch the game. Okay, so like anyone listening to this podcast, you've heard of Helldivers 2. It's like this game exploded out of nowhere. It destroyed their server capacity at one point, and no one could play the game because they were like, "Sorry, we didn't realize millions of people were going to be playing this game." So that was like a huge thing, but. There's just so much that I'm like Ryan would love this game, and I have like a lineup in my head of like one, it's got Deep Rock Galactic vibes where it's like you're on a co-op team and you drop onto a planet and you have a mission to like an objective, and there's like hordes of enemies coming at you. As you try and achieve this objective, whether it's like rescuing people or like you're like military units or like capturing a location or rescuing samples or whatever it is, right? But the like cool thing about this game is that I thought Ryan would be all over is there's like a progression system that's built into the game where you're like earning credits and like unlocking guns and like equipment. Similar to Deep Rock and like even cosmetic stuff, but you don't have to pay for any of it, which is really nice.
Yep.
I think the like pay model of this, like it's $40 up front and the game's amazing and you don't need to buy anything after that if you don't want to. Love that pay model. So you got that going. You got like a progression loop going as you're like dropping in and like getting better and better. The whole thing, like you've told me about so many games that you love where it's like this live aspect that's going on where like the game is live in a way of like there's like Super Earth like in the like center of the map, and
Okay.
and from one front are these like bug creatures, like think Halo, but like way more insect level.
No, I've seen them. It's like Starfield.
Yeah, like Starfield. It's you have these like bugs that are like pushing planets from
Star
one
Troop?
side. Star Troopers.
Star Troopers is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the Star Troopers movie is like this is spot on for this. Like
Yeah.
and then on the other front, you have automatons, like robots pushing towards Earth. And there's like a little bit of lore being fed into this of like why are we fighting the automatons? Why are we fighting the bugs? Like, is it right? I don't know. But like you have these two fronts that are pushing in on Super Earth. But if a ton of people start like taking missions on a specific planet, then the humans like start taking over that planet. And vice versa. Like if the humans, like if we as players start ignoring a planet for some reason, the bugs will like push it hard and start taking it over.
Ongoing battle.
Yes, it is an ongoing live battle of like,
okay, I like that.
You are playing missions in like a war front that is constantly ongoing. And like one of the coolest parts of that is like, I started to this was like before I even started playing the game. I started to see so much social media content around this.
Yeah.
Because like there's a TikTok account where it's like news from the front. And it's like it'll be like videos where it's like today the humans conquered this one planet. Like it's a victory for democracy. And it's very like overplayed joking about how like we're the humans bringing democracy to the world and like we're just and right in our democracy spreading, that kind of thing, which is very funny. But so you have these things where like I've seen videos of players will put out a video like, hey, like the automatons are really pushing Malevolent Creek. Like I need people over here doing missions on Malevolent Creek or we're going to lose it. Like I've been fighting on the front over here for hours.
Funny.
Like I need people. And then all of a sudden you'll go on the servers and see that people start swarming that location because like
cool.
they heard the call and like that, like people are like doing that on social media, which just like plays into like the whole thing, which is very fun. Yeah. But then like they started feeding lore behind the two factions and like I think like some people started posting that they were like fighting automatons and then all of a sudden like an automaton was like friendly to them and like they were like, wait, should we be killing the automatons? Like what's going on there? You know, like a little bit of that. And then we found out that like there's some developer at the studio that makes this game named like Greg or something. Or I think it's Joel. And like Joel is the mastermind behind like the enemy forces movements. Like he controls what gets pushed where. So now everyone on the internet is like, Darth Sidious Joel is like sitting in his chair somewhere, like planning all this. But like that's all fun. And then you have like
when you jump to a world and if someone else is there, do you see them or no?
No. It's
your
like
mission just contributes to
like the like the overall thing. But like
interesting.
You can like jump with other people or like a full squad by yourself or whatever you want to do there. But yeah, it's kind of like the more missions that are taken on a planet, the more like it pushes your front forward, that kind of thing. It's not like a literal visible front
battlefield,
if that makes sense. Yeah.
No, I get that.
And then there's like really great humor going on. Like if you just talk to people on your ship, like I went up to a lady and she was like, yeah, I reported this one guy cause like he like was chickening out on the mission and I think they hauled him off and like did something with him. Haven't seen that guy
kind of thing.
Haven't seen that guy since, but they gave me an extra meal like on Tuesdays. Like glad I did it.
Killed,
you know,
I killed this guy.
I killed this guy to get an extra meal on Tuesdays, so it was worth it or whatever. You know, like it's like humor like that is mixed into it. And then I think one of the coolest things that just feels so awesome is they have something in this game called stratagems. And they're basically like abilities that you can like call in that are there's like so many of them that you can unlock, but like the most basic ones is like air strikes or like orbital lasers and stuff like that. And basically like you hit control and you have to like type out a code in like the arrow keys. So like it takes a minute to like call this thing in. Yeah. And then like you like launch like a grenade to mark the location. So like you get like a good like horde going. You mark the location like with your grenade, and then all of a sudden just an orbital laser
just comes down.
Comes from the sky.
I've seen clips
and
of that.
Annihilates things. And like there's also like goofiness going on where like people are role playing a little bit into it. So they're like chatting about like, there's a bug over there, take him down. Like, and then they like hide in a hole and they're like, man, I've been on the front too long. Like, what are you looking forward to? And the other guy's like, man, I just really want to get home and see my mom. And then all of a sudden a bug just like eats the guy's head off and takes him out of nowhere. Like there's so much like serious tension and like scariness happening, but also like fun humor mixed in that's like really well balanced in the game. And yeah, there's just like there's so much that I'm like, Ryan would love this. Like I'm so shocked that you're opposed to playing this game.
So I didn't know the ongoing battle thing, so that's like super interesting.
Because I feel like you've been into that in the past, right?
Yes, there's a specific. So here's like, I'm more open to playing it now than I was when you first said it. You sold me a little bit, but here's what I'm feeling is like there's a game that I'm not going to recommend to you ever because I know you'll hate it. Okay, but it's that concept to its core. Yeah, and like. But it's also that there is a physical battlefield that is constantly raging on, and it's also everybody role plays, and it's
you've told me about this game before.
So it's like part of me goes like, is this gonna be like that, but like light, but just basically like deep rock, and I'm gonna be like, oh, this is fun, but I don't feel the same like. It doesn't hit the same because I've touched in this other game that has fully committed to that. Like that's my only.
It is definitely not going that hard into that. Yeah. Where like you're seeing a physical, but like I guess for me it has a good balance of the two.
Yeah.
Where
and
like
I get that because
I could jump into a quick mission and do like accomplish something, but it also is like playing into this large thing. Yeah. And like I can be as involved or not involved in that large thing as I want. That kind of thing.
That's fair. I think my feeling towards it was like, I know this gameplay loop really well. And is this going to bring anything new? Which it sounds like it did. So,
I think there's definitely some new interesting things going on. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm willing to give it a shot.
I'm so pumped. I can't wait.
I'm willing to give it a shot.
I can't wait. You really threw me off there for a minute.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I'm so excited. I want to play it with you if possible.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll set aside some time to do
as soon
this.
As possible.
Yeah. I got other people who are I think it's squads of 4.
Yep. Okay, cool.
So yeah. Sweet.
All right. Helldivers.
Really going on and on this episode.
So fun. No, I mean that's how it is. It's like you get an episode, I get an episode.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try Helldivers.
Yeah,
we'll see if I go back on if I was wrong.
I think even if you absolutely hate it, I'm gonna be like, okay, you still had to have played it. Like like you got to get in on this.
It's part of it.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about you with like Lethal Company, though. I'm so surprised you haven't played Lethal Company.
I want to check out Lethal Company. Like I see, I feel
There's like other things that I want to talk to you about in this podcast. Okay. That's not like, part of me is like, maybe you just play Lethal Company. Because I'm like, I don't know if I want to wait until I recommend it to you. Like,
we could chat about it if you want to just do it and chat about it. But I feel like I've been missing out on a lot of zeitgeist stuff.
Yeah, because your computer.
Like, my computer was lagging, and I just don't have the time to like jump into these things. Like, the new Zelda game came out, and then like Elden Ring.
That's
I never played.
I have and I want to play.
Like Elden Ring sounds like I'd be so into it and be so cool, but I know it's like 120 hours. It's just I'm not gonna do it. And then like I decided on this one. I'm like, okay, Helldivers. That's the thing. I'm getting in on the zeitgeist. Yeah. I'm gonna try this thing. So yeah.
I want to bring up. So I'm gonna try it. We'll check it out.
Yeah.
Good episode all around. I want to bring up and workshop something with you on air.
Oh. Okay.
it's not as exciting or new or fun. It's more of accountability for both of us.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I still haven't watched any more.
It's about long-term projects.
Our long-term projects. I haven't watched
We're
any more
struggling.
episodes, and you haven't played any more WoW.
No.
So I think
We're struggling a little bit.
I think we need to start creating some milestones.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna tell you what, like it's October. October
It'll roll
will
around
be
fast.
year 2.
Yeah.
So it's what, March right now?
It's March right now.
My man.
Yeah. we're
That's
running out
not
of
that
time.
far.
It's 5 months. No.
Let's see, no, more than that.
More than that. We got time. We got time. 7 months.
5, 6, 7. Yeah, like 7, 8
7 and a
months.
half. Yeah.
So I think we don't do this now,
Yeah,
but
we
I
gotta
think
get
we need
on
some
it. We gotta
milestones
get
of
on
like,
it.
hey, by this month, like you got to be into season 2. Hey, by this month you got to. And here's the other thing I'm also feeling. I am willing to almost drop WoW as a long term.
You're willing to drop WoW
because it's so different
than what you thought it was?
than what I thought it was. Than like my experience with it.
Okay, I have to say, I am struggling to go back to WoW.
I don't blame you. So I do have like some other long-term things. So if we're all in agreement, we can strike WoW from, because I don't feel like there's not a lot about WoW I want to talk to you about right now.
Okay.
Because I'm kind of
here's my
disappointed by it.
Here's my question. Is we specifically said that it doesn't have to be like a year long thing. Like it is whenever we feel like the other one has digested enough to talk about it. Like in the case of WoW, there's no like end point, right? And I mean, in the case of Full Metal, like you kind of got to watch the whole thing because it's a TV show. But for WoW, I would say
I still don't think you've digested enough to talk about it.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask. Do you think I've done enough to chat about it? If the answer is no, I want to push through and keep doing it.
I don't know if I want to push through and keep doing it.
You don't want to push. Okay. Okay. I guess my follow-up question would be, what is it that I need to try? Like what
WoW?
You said I haven't seen enough to talk about it. What have I not seen?
Level like 70 at least.
But like what is the thing between now and level 70 that I need to see?
For me, it's not so much the content, it's the feeling of putting that much time into a character.
Okay. And like,
so it's hard. It's like
progressing
the emotion,
that far.
It's the progression of it.
Okay.
The content itself doesn't change too much, and like there is a lot of other stuff that opens up. But like that was the thing too, that I was like, we started and we were already doing so much, and I was just kind of like, you already like get your mount, like we already have this gear. Like there was a piece of me of like,
the grind's not there.
The grind isn't there.
Yeah.
And like it's more, I get it. Like, but I'm like, it felt like I recommended this movie to you, and we started watching it, and I was like, when did they take that scene out? Who's this character? Like, and I'm like, this feels weird.
It's been
like,
completely altered.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we can sit on it. I have another recommendation, a long-term recommendation that I know you'll love, and you can do it by yourself.
Okay. Like, do you want to start a new one, or is this like a swapperoo?
It's more of a swapperoo, I think.
More of a swapperoo.
More of a swapperoo.
Well, I honestly, I'm gonna have to leave that judgment up to you, because I don't know what I'm getting myself into for WoW, and I don't know what this new thing is. But I have to say that, like, even if the grind was there, I'm definitely not a grind person.
Yeah, I agree. No,
and
that's fair. I think the grind feels very different when the thing you get to feels like something worthwhile.
Definitely.
Like, so it's like, to me, I'm like, I understand that you're not a grind person, like that you're not into grindy games.
Yeah.
But if the grind just kind of leads to better looking stuff, the stuff you've already had, or just equipment that has better stats, it doesn't have the same like oomph to it. Which like we were like the second play session, and I was like, Nah, this ain't it.
Okay.
This ain't it.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'm wondering, am I just grinding to the number 70? You know?
Yeah.
Like
yeah. And that's why I'm kind of like, it's not even so much like you're not gonna like it, because I know you won't. Now it's kind of like no,
you won't.
he's not gonna like it, and I'm not gonna really like watching him not like it.
Okay. Well, then it's not worth it.
Just because I'm like, if it was like, if you were like one of the, like level 20, you would get your mount, and you're like, dude, it's so annoying. Level 15, I'm walking around. I'm like, dude, just wait, and then you get the mount. Like, there's none of those moments.
Yeah.
Now all of it's gone. You're like, oh, I reached 30. I did this thing. I'm like, oh, I don't know what that is. So I'm just like, the conversation itself is now worthless.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
well, do you want to unveil your swap-a-roo right now? Is that what we're doing?
I think I do.
Okay.
We'll just push into the episode a little bit longer. We'll take our time.
Okay.
Okay.
You can edit out some of my rambling from earlier in the episode. That's fine.
I thought it was. I didn't think you were rambling. It is funny because like now when I edit the podcast, I just look at the audio file.
Yeah.
Like I just cut to whenever like one audio goes down, the other one doesn't.
It's just so much of me on this one.
It's actually more of me.
Okay.
Usually.
I mean, it depends on the episode.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So let me just pull this up.
Okay, man. Well, what's the long-term project swap-a-roo?
Do you know what it is?
No, I have no idea.
You have no idea.
I have absolutely no idea.
Cut it for the podcast. Do you think you know what this is?
I have literally zero clue what you're about to tell me. I have no idea. Is it the rest of the Sandman books?
Yeah. It's volume 2 through 11. Okay. So I'm gonna recommend you a video game.
Okay.
So still similar. It's a single player game.
Okay.
Which I know will be hard for you. But I think because it's long term,
depends on the game.
Glenn, this game has been voted Game of the Year plenty of times. Like, not plenty of times, but like has gotten a lot of awards and recognition for being so good.
All right.
It might be the most Glenn game, like the most Glenn single player game, like out there.
Okay.
Like it's like if you brought all of the things you loved about other games,
sure,
and brought it together, it's this. So I'll just walk through it real quick.
Can I tell you what that game is for me right now? Like if you were going to ask me what the most Glenn game is, I would say it's Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So yes, that's one of them that's in this, and I'll explain why. Some people are like, what? Name another game that's like another single player game that you like absolutely adore.
Hades. I liked Hades.
Okay, maybe not that. I'm thinking like old. Okay, I'll be fair. I'm thinking like old school Glenn. There's one specific game series.
A lot of Assassin's Creed, man. I played a lot of
Assassin's Creed.
Like Call of Duty. I played a lot of. That's not really single player. Yeah, single player campaign. Probably.
Maybe I thought this one really resonated with you.
Okay.
Because you were very into the Batman games.
Oh, Arkham. Yeah.
Arkham.
Oh yeah. The Arkham games. That's like tied with Assassin's Creed.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
this is my point. This single player game is like Batman meets Assassin's Creed meets Magic the Gathering meets open world.
Okay.
Like GTA-esque.
Okay.
And also, it's all fantasy based.
You're getting me real hyped, Ryan.
Beautifully written.
You're getting me real hyped.
It's an incredible story.
Okay.
And it's open world, open choice, and it's called The Witcher 3.
Oh! Okay. I should have seen this coming.
Yeah, it's The Witcher 3. I should have seen
this coming.
So, to be fair, I've gotten pretty far in this game, but I've not beaten it. I almost will start. I'll probably start playing it again.
Okay.
From the beginning.
Wow.
I'm just gonna list a few really rapid things since we're already laying this episode. Maybe this will even be a bonus episode. So the reason I'm recommending Witcher to you is because the gameplay loop is so up your alley. So like, I'm not going to explain the story. I would say, okay, here's one thing I would say. Watch like a YouTube video about everything you need to know before Witcher 3.
Okay.
Lore-wise.
Lore-wise,
Because
okay.
I was okay, but there were some like relationships that they showed up and they were all mad at me. And I was like, why is this person mad at me?
Okay,
And then why
that's
are they
fair.
saying something about amnesia? So just, I know exactly which video it is. I'll send it to you. Watch that video before you start it.
Okay.
But basically, you are this Geralt of Rivia, and you are a Witcher, which is like a person, like a kid that was mutated and tortured in order to be this thing that can hunt monsters.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the gameplay loop is basically, and there's much more to it, right? But like you go into a town, they need help from a certain type of monster, and so then you need to be basically Batman, and you need to search the area, and you need to pull up clues, and you need to like figure out what it is, and then depending on what it is, also depends on like you can get different oil for your sword in order to be more effective, and you can do better spells, and then it's like, and then in that there is like, so then it kind of goes into this Assassin's Creed kind of thing where it's like now you're actually hunting the thing.
Yeah.
And I'd say Assassin's Creed's a little bit like, I'd say maybe more on the open world side of it, and like just the ability of like that living world and that feeling. And then on top of it, it has like Game of Thrones-esque story and character development, and like you just like very Baldur's Gate, like, you know, part of me wanted to recommend to you Baldur's Gate.
Another thing that I feel like I'm missing out on, but it's so much time, man.
That, you know, maybe maybe the next long recommendation will be the thing to get you there. But so yeah, it's just all of those combined. And then on top of it, there's a card game in the game called Gwent, which you can go into taverns and play.
I have heard about this. Yeah,
and people have
say
lost
it's
their
amazing.
mind, and they're just like, I don't even play The Witcher anymore. I just play Gwent, and like, I'll have to.
Funny.
It's really crazy.
That's so
and like,
funny.
it is. It's fun. It's very fun. Like you beat people, and then you get their cards, and it's like this whole thing. It's very violent, and it's just like beautiful. The music's incredible. You'll recognize all of it because I use it for our D&D like sessions.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, it's just all like, I don't know if there's like, it's an older game, so there's like little stuff, little glitchy things here and there, or little animation, but like take all that with a grain of salt. There was one video I saw that was really good because he was kind of saying finding the right difficulty for The Witcher is really hard, because if you go too easy, some of the mechanics don't even really matter. Like the fun of going out against a monster is having to learn what it is.
Yeah.
But if you're on an easier difficulty, you can kind of just do it.
Okay. I heard that this game is amazing at like forcing you to actually prep for a monster hunt. Like you want to know its weakness and like where it lives and like lore around the monster and stuff like that, which sounds very cool.
The lore is so cool. Like the lore and like the world building is incredible. Like I'm literally getting excited talking about it. I'm like, I'm definitely going to play it as soon as I like get home and re-download it so we can like be more, you know, on the same page when we play. But yeah, it's great. It's so good.
I'm looking forward to this, to be honest.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, there's like DLC that came out that people have like raved about because it was like DLC priced, but basically like a whole nother campaign. And there's like, there's politics. It's just cool. It's just a good game, and it's very Glenn. And when I found out you didn't play it, I was like, this is so stupid. Like, why? How have you not played this? So, that is
I'm
my
looking forward to it.
long-term switcheroo.
The new long term. So I got to finish it by October.
Yeah, and I got to finish Full Metal.
Full Metal. You haven't even gotten to the good parts in Full Metal.
I know, Glenn. You say that every single time we talk about it. You didn't even get to the good parts. Like, dude, everything you know. Like you have no idea what's happening. You have
clue, man.
No clue.
It's true though.
It's true though. I get it. All right. Okay. I'm gonna watch some Brother, and then I'm also gonna play Helldivers, and then you have your new long-term recommendation.
Yeah, man. Yeah, a lot going on.
A lot going on. Busy episode.
Podcast. Yeah.
Busy podcast.
Busy.
All right.
Okay.
Should we sign out?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Glenn.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Queen takes D5.
Oh, I thought you forgot. All right. Here we go.